softball field was not the first thing you thought of. I'd also guess that the girl you're imagining isn't 10 years old. Lately, in my career as an umpire, I've been noticing more and more girls showing up on the field dressed like this, rather than looking like they're ready to play. Today, I will explain to you why something as simple as a choice of clothing can affect so much and in turn bother me so greatly. Now, I'm not claiming to be a fashion authority or the morality police. However, I hate when these young girls show up dressed more like they're headed for the street corner than for a softball game. When I first played Little League 10 years ago, my coaches were very strict about uniform. We wore baseball pants, matching socks, tucked-in shirts, and our team hats. Now, however, I frequently see girls coming to games and wearing short shorts, no protective sliding gear, and not even socks sometimes. Well, just last week, a girl walked up to the plate, not even wearing a uniform, but wearing a deep V-neck shirt with her bikini showing underneath. I find it ridiculous that not only has the habit of showing up completely unprepared to play become acceptable, it has nearly become the standard within the league for which I umpire. It seems to me like these girls are spending more time putting on makeup and doing their hair in preparation for games than they're spending learning the basic skills of softball. I'm not annoyed simply by the act of wearing skimpy clothes to play sports, but by the repercussions thereof. There are three major problems that I see. First, the girls are not prepared to play softball, and thus the games take a very long time, and they get to the point where it's not fun for the players, for me, or for their parents. These games get to be like watching a one-armed man try to juggle, a little sad, and ultimately useless. After a few hours on the field, it's tiresome to see play after play blown by girls who let the ball roll right through their legs, or to see each at bat end in a walk with girls not even trying to swing the bat. And I will admit that though there are some girls who do not seem like they're dressed perfectly appropriately to play, they're still there to do the job. But these girls are in the minority. Second, coaches and parents tend to overcompensate for the lack of their daughter's involvement in the game. While their girls are out in the outfield being life-size bobbleheads, standing out there, staring into space, glove lolling at the side of their bodies, their parents have their faces up to the fence, yelling at their girls to go catch the ball, running closer to the infield. And if they get sick of yelling at their children, they yell at me, the umpire. There is nothing more frustrating than a parent who is growing hysterical when his or her child is called out, and yelling at me about some rule that he or she has completely misinterpreted. Third, and most importantly, by dressing as they do, and by not playing the game, these girls are helping to perpetuate the stereotype that girls cannot play sports. I have two brothers who constantly make fun of women's sports of all varieties. And when girls really aren't trying, and they're content with not trying, they're proving these views. Even though I have tried to keep up with my brothers in athletics, I am unable to defend softball as a sport when a girl cannot do something as simple as catch a softly hit pop-up. In the softball league for which I umpire, the main problem I have identified is that girls are bored during the games, which compels them to do nothing except cheer and come up with interesting outfits. I think that the boredom stems from the lack of hittable pitches offered up by the pitchers. These 5th and 6th grade girls are just too young and not strong enough to be able to throw the ball over the plate for 6 innings. If a coach would just pitch, then girls would be able to work on their skills by being able to hit the ball and field the ball. Because if there are no plays, because there are no pitches that are able to be hit, what's the point of being able to play your position? If the girls were able to hit the ball, then they would have a reason to work on mechanics like fielding ground balls or sliding into bases. I see athletic potential in most of the girls who play, but they're just not given the chance to develop. So in conclusion, what really grinds my gears is the decay of youth softball into a group of sparkly-eyed cheerleaders. I value the experience of Little League softball, but lately it has been declining into a forum for parents to vent their frustrations on the world and for me, on their children and the umpire. As an umpire, as a woman, and as a former softball player, I urge you, if you have a daughter, to encourage her participation in sports, not just as an on-field spectator, but as an active member of the team. Thank you.